Here's what I know is true. Most weight loss plans are one size fits all. So frustrating. They don't take into account each person's individual needs, which could mean dietary restrictions, medical issues, or other personal needs. That's why you're going to love Noom. It's built for your psychology and your biology, meeting you where you are. Noom's personalized programs feel more sustainable than any other, more restrictive weight loss programs. And also, it doesn't shame you when you choose to treat yourself, and that's important. I like this company because it's got a psychology and biology-based approach and a super easy app to use with lots of great features, including daily lessons, coaching, and flexibility. I think it's your time to start. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit Noom.com for more information.
Don't miss Good American Family.
We have a little girl here for adoption.
She has dwarfism.
Starring Ellen Pompeo and Mark Duplass.
Something is off.
She's just a little girl. You think she's faking?
She has adult teeth. There are signs of puberty.
Inspired by the shocking stories that tore a family apart.
I don't know what's going on.
How old are you?
You should get a lawyer.
You have no idea how those people hurt this girl.
The Hulu original series, Good American Family, premieres March 19th, streaming on Hulu.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey, and this is your What to Watch episode for March 10th through 17th. Make sure that you are subscribed to this podcast, but also make sure that you are subscribed to this What to Watch list. You can find it at katecasey.substack.com, and trust me, this is something that you're going to want to share with the people in your life. It's going to make their lives a lot easier. It's going to make your life easier too. You no longer have to sit on the couch and scroll through your phone at night, because I have you covered. And every week you're going to get an email. It lands in your inbox, usually Sunday night, and you're going to know what to expect to watch for the rest of the week. This week is a mix of reality shows and documentaries, and I think it's safe to say I've got you covered. The first thing is a show that I've talked about before. It's called Temptation Island, and what is significant is it's found a new home on Netflix. The reality show premieres March 12th. You have sunny skies and a high chance of infidelity because 4 couples at a pivotal point in their relationship test their bond by living with a group of singles of the opposite sex. They are isolated from one another, and the couples decide whether to return to their lives, chart a new path alone, or leave the island with a different person. This show is anchored by a fantastic host, Mark Wahlberg. You've seen him on Antiques Roadshow, Russian Roulette, and The Moment of Truth. He is basically helping to guide these participants from all aspects of their relationship. He's been married forever, and he's so measured. He's funny and cool, and he is not only a great podcast guest, but he's also a great host on the show, and I think you're going to like it. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit edgy in terms of how people look at relationships. I mean, it's sort of seemingly an unwise situation to get into. You're at a pivotal point in your relationship and you're like, how can I make it better? Let me tempt myself. But surprisingly, there's some couples that kind of figure their way out. So again, 4 couples at a crossroads in their relationship are heading to Temptation Island to put their love to the ultimate test as they agree to live separately with a group of singles. So Temptation Island, Netflix, March 12th. Now, I messed up before and I told you that Top Chef was coming back last month, but it's actually premiering this week on Thursday. 15 chefs competing in Toronto, Calgary, Montreal, and Prince Edward Island for a chance to win the largest grand prize package in Top Chef history. This is always a great show, I think, in the background if you're just looking for inspiration or relaxation. I love to watch those cooking shows because I know I'm never going to make some of those recipes. And some of them I never would dream to because they're so complicated, but it's really the best of the best. Preparing, making the most delicious foods. And you've got these judges who are just so accomplished in their own right. And just a great show to watch. It's called Top Chef. Now, the first doc I have to tell you about is Spellbinding. It's 3 episodes. I wept when I watched it. You know, the American Manhunt series, I did one about the Boston bombing. There are a couple of them that you would be familiar with. O.J. Simpson, I just had the director of the O.J. Simpson one, which was excellent too. This one is called American Manhunt, Osama Bin Laden. It premieres on Netflix Monday, March 10th. It is an in-depth look at how the world mobilized to hunt down Osama bin Laden after his orchestrations of the September 11th attacks on the U.S. Remember, September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 airliners in the United States. 3 of the planes were flown into buildings: the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York, the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. There was a 4th plane. It crashed into a field in rural PA after passengers rebelled. There is speculation there was a 5th plane, but it didn't actually happen. So 4 planes. The 9/11 attacks killed nearly 3,000 people and injured thousands more. So government and military leaders quickly deduced these attacks were carried out by Osama bin Laden's terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda. The 19 men who hijacked and crashed those 4 planes were all trained by Al-Qaeda and eventually he admitted to his role in orchestrating those attacks. The 9/11 investigation was the most massive in the history of the U.S. government. So over these 3 episodes, they tell the story of why 9/11 happened. You get interviews with a multitude of CIA officials, most of them retired now, who you may have never even heard of. In fact, there are 3 women featured, one of which you probably already know from my book club and my episode, Tracy Walder, but women who were the first to crack any information on Osama bin Laden and really are responsible for helping unravel this whole story. And they are not typically given the accolades that they have so deserved, or at least now they're getting a little bit of it. But for many, many years, people kind of dismissed their concern, and then they were sort of shadowed. And they are spectacular, and they are featured in this doc-series that you have to watch. By the way, Gina Barnett had 5 children while she was working with the CIA to find Osama bin Laden. And then you have Cindy Storer, who was really one of the first analysts to kind of crack it. And she actually was in Vietnam and then became a CIA analyst. It's a fascinating story, and it takes you through into episodes 2 and then 3 on what happened when they located his whereabouts in Abbottabad, Pakistan, and how it was because of his courier and how it took years for this plan to go in place. And then the nail-biting finale when they were able to get a team of special forces to fly into Pakistan, go to the compound where he had been staying, and somehow go in there, find him, kill him, and then get out without harming any of the locals. And none of the special forces members were injured either. It's like an unthinkable, unimaginable story. Such an important moment in history, so important to reflect on. And it was superbly done. And I think that you will love it too. I already made my husband start watching it. So it's called American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden, Netflix, Monday, March 10th. And you can listen to my interview with the directors on Tuesday. Let's face it, weight loss can feel overwhelming. That's why Hers is changing the game. By providing access to GLP-1 medications plus expert care, they make your goals more achievable. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans delivered straight to your door if prescribed. Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections, featuring the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits. So after submitting an online intake form, a licensed medical provider will determine what plan is best for you. And if prescribed, your program includes medication, ongoing care, and online support, and all at one cost. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time for you to find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/KateCasey. That's forhers.com/KateCasey for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/KateCasey. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compatible products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. You know that feeling when your kids seem to ask you for a new snack every 3 minutes, but you're sick of giving them junk-filled options? This is why I love Thrive Market, my go-to online grocery store for getting all of my healthy essentials delivered, and I don't even have to leave my couch. And I don't know about you, but I want to be able to pronounce the ingredients on my kids' snack labels. There are over 10,000 food additives allowed in the US, and it's hard to know what's actually safe to eat. Again, another reason why I love Thrive Market. It's the no-junk online grocery store that bans over 1,000 harmful ingredients. So like imagine this. My kids love Doritos. Now I can get them Late July Garden Ranch tortilla chips, and it is a dream. And guess what? I'm just tipping the iceberg here. There is so much more. With their online filters, it's going to make it simple to shop by the needs of everyone in your family. And trust me, I get it. We all have things that we love to eat. So get ready to make the switch. Go to thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey for 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/Kate Casey, thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey. Then you have another doc that I mentioned to you, I think a few weeks ago. This one's called Last Take, Rust and the Story of Halyna. This is on Hulu. And on March 11th. On October 21st, 2021, on the set of the movie Rust, a prop gun held by actor Alec Baldwin fired a live bullet, wounding the film's director and killing its cinematographer, Halyna Hutchins. Within hours, the catastrophic accident was enveloped by a frenzy of media attention. So for months, then years, as lawsuits flew and criminal trials unfolded, the tabloid spectacle around the case overshadowed a private, personal tragedy. So listen, we've got the Baldwins on. I know I've reviewed it. This is important because it's the story of the woman that was murdered on that set. The personal story that we so really need to look into because it's just heartbreaking what happened. So it's called Last Take, Rust and the Story of Halyna on Hulu, March 11th. If you're still watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there are only about maybe 2 or 3 episodes left, I think. So this week's episode, you have Kyle and Mauricio speaking face-to-face for the first time. So in this episode, you're going to see what viewers have known for some time, that there was trouble in their marriage. And they've kept the details of their marriage pretty private. And there's going to be a question of whether or not there's a possibility of reconciliation in the air or maybe not. But I think a real window into a little bit more of what's been going on in the marriage that predates this last year. Which is kind of interesting because I think of when they were on the cover of the Knot magazine. I think it was their 25th wedding anniversary. And it will be interesting to hear if there were cracks around that time, despite what they were kind of suggesting to the world, which is not dissimilar to other housewives who I think in an attempt to create some privacy or in the last throes of trying to save a marriage, they may project an image that isn't totally accurate. And especially more complicated when you have kids. So it'll be interesting to hear what their conversation's like. So that's on March 11th, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you've been watching Southern Charm, you know that things have been getting quite emotional between Craig and Austin because business partners and also friends. And then it's complicated because they're on this TV show where they get all these ancillary opportunities. And it's a lot of like, who is on top of the pile? And I find that relationship and the conversations that they're having are interesting. I also think you get a window into Craig's narrative, into his relationship with Paige. However, you can then go over to Summer House and you can see it through the eyes of Paige. So I think you can't really say that about many relationships on TV, that you get 2 different perspectives on 2 different networks. But in each show, I'm like, oh, I kind of get that. I kind of get that. So I would watch Southern Charm for sure. That's on March 13th, which is Thursday. You can also on Thursday watch the latest episode of The Kardashians. Why? Because it's when Kim and Khloe went to India. I think that they were paid to go. So I need to get to the bottom of that. Back in LA, Kourtney supports Travis in a 5K race. And that is to me hilarious because I just have a hard time imagining him like out in the world in a race with other people. But if you're looking for something that's just sort of frothy and in the background and you don't take it too seriously because their lives are so dissimilar to all of us, but something to watch in the background. And if you love music, you might want to check out Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party, which is on Paramount Plus on the 11th. It is a documentary about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, their attempt to finish, promote, and tour their album Long After Dark. So it was originally released in 1983 on MTV, but lost for decades. So it's cool because in 2024, a 16 millimeter print of the film was discovered and restored. For a lot of people, that was one of the really great bands of its time. Actually, Ashley, my friend, one of the band members was her neighbor. So I think people in Southern California in particular really just love their music. And so just like a nice walk back in time. And I know there are many of you that love music documentaries, and I'm recommending that. So that's the list for this week. So again, Temptation Island, if you're looking for a reality show. And then, of course, we've got the Love is Blind reunion, which I cannot wait for. Between that and the Osama Bin Laden doc, I don't know what else you're going to do. Those are the two big things, I think, that the Love Island reunion and the Osama Bin Laden, which I'll get to in a minute. But you can watch Temptation Island on March 12th. Then you can watch Top Shelf on Friday, March 13th. As mentioned, American Manhunt, Osama Bin Laden airs Monday, March 10th, and it is an absolute must-watch. It is 3 episodes. Last Take Rust and the Story of Halyna is on Hulu March 11th. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is on March 11th if you want to hear Kyle and Mauricio talk about their marriage. Of course, Southern Charm airs on Thursday, so March 13th. Tom Petty Heartbreakers Beach Party premieres on Paramount Plus on March 11th. And you can watch The Kardashians on March 12th if you're looking for something that's a little bit more in the background. Now, next week, there is a really good documentary about a 5-part series about the Karen Reed trial. And I interviewed the executive producer director, and that is coming out this week too. So make sure you listen for that. As always, make sure that you are subscribed to the show. Not only does it help with pod metrics, but you're going to get alerts on the newest episodes so you don't miss any. And I know that last week in particular, there were several where people said, I listened twice because it was so funny. So make sure you check that out. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to this at katecasey.substack.com. Bonus episodes by going to patreon.com/KKC. Please follow me on social media, especially TikTok and Instagram, which I love to post on. So Instagram is at KKCCA. TikTok is It's KKC. Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky is all KKC. And again, keep checking back for new episodes.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Kiki, and my podcast is back with a new season. And let me tell you, it's so good. And I'm diving into the brains of entertainment's best and brightest, okay? Every episode, I bring on a friend and have a real conversation. And I don't mean just friends. I mean the likes of Amy Poehler, Kel Mitchell, Vivica Fox. The list goes on. And now I have my own YouTube channel. So follow, watch, and listen to Baby, This is Kiki Palmer on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Watch full episodes on YouTube, and you can listen to Baby, This is Kiki Palmer early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery. And where are my headphones? Because it's time to get into it. Holla at your girl.